As a food truck vendor, you will need several partners. Nope, not the ones with cash, but the ones with expertise. All this week we're talking about those partners on 10-Minute Food Truck Training.
Support comes from ServiceNow. We're for people doing the creative work they actually want to do. That's why this ad was written and read by a real person and not AI. You know what people don't want to do? Boring, busy work. Now with AI agents built into the ServiceNow platform, you can automate millions of repetitive tasks in every corner of your business, IT, HR, and more, so your people can focus on the work that they want to do. That's putting AI agents to work for people. It's your turn. Visit ServiceNow.com.
Hi, my name is Bill Moore, founder of FoodTruckTraining.group, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. This is Partner Week, and we're discussing all the various people a food truck needs to have on speed dial. Those partners will bring skills and expertise or supplies to your business. As much as we'd like to think of ourselves as completely independent, our business does depend on others for goods and services that we simply cannot provide alone. Survival and success in business requires having a strong working relationship with many different partners. Strive to create a win-win situation with each of those different partners so that when you need them, they'll be there for you. In no particular order, you will need at least an attorney, an accountant, some type of commissary system, suppliers. You'll have to deal with a health inspector. You'll deal or need maintenance men and repair men. You'll probably need some type of SBA advisor or some other type of mentor, coach, or trainer. And of course, you're going to need some staff. So let's talk about the attorneys. Lawyers are a necessary evil. They construct or interpret all different kind of contracts that you may need between your catering clients, venue operators, third-party delivery agents, and of course, if you get big enough, you might want to secure food distributors and have a contract with them as well. It's better to have an existing relationship with a lawyer long before you need them, because having to thumb through the internet trying to find somebody when you've been summoned to court because you're being sued by somebody, that's no fun. You want to have the lawyer and a good working relationship with them long before you need them. And here's a few reasons why you want to develop a good working relationship with a lawyer before you need one. For contract and document review, you will need a complete understanding of important papers and what's contained within them before you sign them. Otherwise, you might find yourself on the wrong end of a deal. If you have a supplier dispute, it's good to already have a good working relationship with a lawyer in case something goes wrong. And it's better to have the right representation when you need it, especially when you're dealing with issues with suppliers or credit or anything along those lines. If you have an internet security breach, some insurance will cover that. Some things you might actually be liable for. So it's a good thing to have a lawyer that's well versed in dealing with those kind of situations on your speed dial. If you have a food liability issue, as a business, the food industry sees recalls pretty much every day. You may not be aware of them because the recalls might be so tiny and so localized that it never makes the big news stations. But every year about 1 million to a couple of millions of pounds of food are recalled. Some of them are just simple mislabelings, and some of them are hazards that made it into the food, and some of them are actual viruses and bacteria and stuff that's made it into the food chain. So you want to make sure that you have a couple things going for you. One is that lawyer, and then two, also having a good, strong HACCP record-keeping system so that the lawyer will have something to fall back on to show, yeah, this vendor is doing their job properly. Insurance disputes. Hopefully you never have to file an insurance claim, but they do come up. Insurance companies, and we'll talk about them on another day this week, their primary goal is to generate profit, just like your primary goal is to generate profit. So they don't want to pay out a lot of claims. And they look for reasons not to pay out claims. So if you have a lawyer, they can help you to secure your rights under your contract with the insurance companies. If you have an employee theft issue, it's good to have a lawyer on file to ask, what should I do if? So you want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row when you go to terminate someone. And if you've never done that kind of thing before, you need to consult a lawyer. If you ever have a tax audit, a CPA, and we'll talk about them in a minute, a CPA will have your back in a tax audit. But if they've made a mistake or some type of error to where they have created a bigger issue for you than you want to have to handle, That's why you want to have an attorney on your side that's already familiar with your business and can take and can help to protect you if you end up having to go to court over something that's been done on your tax audits. There's always a threat of a guest lawsuit. Somebody gets sick from something you made and you end up being sued. It's always a good idea to have your own lawyer and not depend upon the insurance company, because definitely two heads are better than one. So you've got to be able to have a lawyer on your side. So now let's talk about those accountants, those pesky little people that count all the numbers and add everything up for you. Accountants are especially important when it comes to tax-related questions. We already know that. They'll be the ones to help you to know what kind of tax deductions you can legally claim and encourage you to do things in a different manner to get better deductions in the coming year. But they also help you with differing rules on sales tax, payroll, income taxes, all those different kind of things, both at the state and federal level. So expert advice does a couple things for you when it comes to an accountant. Number one, they can save you money. And then number two, they can keep you out of jail or prevent you from going bankrupt. So having a good accountant is important. When it comes to taxes, that's one thing you do not want to mess around with, whether it be sales tax or income tax, because the revenue departments of the state and the federal government are very aggressive when it comes to enforcing their rules. So having an accountant helps you to stay on the straight and narrow and not miss payments. But they can do way more than just helping you to save some money on taxes and filing your income tax statements and all the other paperwork required. They can help you determine which type of business organization actually makes more sense for you, whether it's a sole proprietor or an LLC, an S or a C corporation. They can help you make the determination so you can do what's right for you and your personal financial situation. They can help you write a business plan, and they can help explain all of the intricacies of the financial part of the business plan. You also have to have the numbers make sense, and an accountant can help you develop those numbers. A business plan financials is definitely more complicated than buying $10 worth of food and selling it for $30. And an accountant's going to help you figure all that out. They'll help you with your business strategy. In our particular industry, there's 70 one-minute tasks that have to be done every hour. Sometimes it's hard to know exactly where to focus when you're running a business. The accountant is only going to deal with the paperwork aspect, and they'll help you to understand what your business is doing as far as the money coming in and the money going out. And then they can also help you with the key performance indicators that a lot of businesses have to track. And that would be, in our case, food costs, labor costs, all the different controllables and all the different non-controllables, and of course paying taxes. So they help you to monitor all of those things. If you have a cash flow problem, an accountant will help you control that. They'll explain where you're losing money and what you can do to cut off that hemorrhage, so to speak. It's no fun if you're set up and operating today and have 2 bills due today, so you know how much money you got to make today, and that's all the money that you make. And then tomorrow you got 2 more bills due, and you got to make all that money again. You want to be able to not live off of cash flow, because living off cash flow is effectively a business living from paycheck to paycheck, and that's not a good thing. Because eventually, in our particular segment of the food industry, if it rains too many days and we have too much bad weather, the cash flow is cut completely off, but you know what? The bills still come due. So you cannot live off of cash flow. An accountant will help you manage your debt. So if you've gotten some loans on your business, they'll help you understand how to pay those and how to account for those on your different pieces of paperwork, which you file for your income taxes and so forth. You as a business owner can't do 100% of all the tasks necessary to run your business efficiently. You have to delegate. Part of that delegation process is going to be trusting an accountant to help you control the money side of your business. It's up to you to generate the income coming in, marketing, but it's up to the accountant to help you to spend that money wisely. So once you learn to delegate your business's financial affairs, that's a good start. Once you've handed over the finances to someone more experienced than you are, like an accountant, then you'll have more time to concentrate on other aspects of business where you are the expert, like kind of raising sales. An accountant will help you deal with the government, and that's a daunting task, is dealing with all the different kind of paperwork, but that's what accountants are there for. They can help you do all of that paperwork. They'll make sure that they can file all the legal and compliance documents. They'll make sure you're up to date on all the tax laws. They'll prepare annual statements if you're a corporation. They'll maintain the record of directors and other administrative things if you are, again, a corporation. They'll handle your payroll if you want, and make sure that all your employees' different tax accounts are being funded the way they're supposed to be funded, like the FICA and the unemployment and those different taxes. If you're audited, it's a good thing to have an accountant because they can explain how all of your paperwork was prepared and then delivered to the IRS or whatever tax agency is auditing you. So having them with you is a good thing. Some accountants will offer audit insurance, which means they will not charge you anything additional to go with you to court and explain how they prepared the different forms they did for you. Now, it doesn't mean that if something was done incorrectly on your side, you didn't provide all the necessary documentation, that you would still be liable for any penalties and back interest and that type of thing. But the accountant wouldn't charge you for going there to explain why they did what they did. Accountants help you when you apply for a business loan. Amazingly, banks want to be paid back, and they want to know how they're going to be paid back when they offer a loan to someone. If you have an accountant with you to explain how you developed all the information that's on your business plan, as well as explain how your business handles money, then that's going to be a little plus on your side when the loan officers sit down to discuss whether they should fund a loan or not. Your accountant can even help you to figure out which loan you should go for in the first place. And they'll help you to understand the interest rates and what the payment system is going to be and how it's going to impact your overall cash flow for the business. So you can see accountants are going to help you pretty much at every stage of your business development, from getting started to paying those taxes at the end of the year. That doesn't mean you have to hire one, but if you have the right accountant, they're going to make your job a whole lot easier so you can concentrate on the things you love doing, like cooking and serving guests. Tomorrow, we're going to get into the must-have partners, which are commissaries and suppliers. If you're enjoying our chats, please support the podcast by clicking that support button and giving a monthly donation. Or if your budget only has room for a one-time donation, I got a link in the description for that. Either way, it means the world to me. If you like being around like-minded, positive people that keep you in the right frame of mind to grow as a person and grow as a business, our Facebook group is called Food Truck Training, and they're the place to be. There's a link in the description if you'd like to join. Thank you guys so much for listening, and stay profitable, my friends.